Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 17th of September 2019. We're going to reflect on Luke 7:11 to 17. Soon afterwards, Jesus went to a town called Nain, and his disciples and a large crowd went with him. As Jesus approached the gate of the town, a man who had died was being carried out. He was his mother's only son, and she was a widow, and with her was a large crowd from the town. When the Lord saw her, he had compassion for her and said to her, "Do not weep." Then he came forward and touched the bier, and the bearer stood still. And he said, "Young man, I say to you, rise." The dead man sat up and began to speak, and Jesus gave him to his mother. Fear seized all of them, and they glorified God, saying, "A great prophet has risen among us, and God has looked favorably on his people." The word about him spread throughout Judea and all the surrounding country, the gospel of the Lord. A couple of years ago, I met a man who had just lost his son. As he wept bitterly, I remember thinking that no parent should have to bury their child. In a fair world, if death did hold sway, the passing of people would be orderly. They would grow up to a healthy old age and then die in their sleep, peacefully and painlessly. Their children would consign them to the dust of earth as they produced children of their own, and the cycle of life would go on. But life is not fair, is it? People die all the time, sometimes when they are very, very young, and parents have to bury them. The story we heard just now has a happy ending, with a dead boy brought back to life by Jesus. I presume he went on to bury his parents, and there are a lot of lessons to be learned from this particular story, but we've reflected upon some of them before. See September 11, Morning to Dancing. I want to talk about something a little more practical, how we might possibly deal with the loss of someone that we love. There are no quick fixes, no tablets we can take to dull the pain. The heart will hurt, the tears will flow, and it is the price we pay for love. But there is great comfort to be found in the arms of our Father and in the words of his Son, which tell us that for the believer, death is only a stepping stone to our permanent residence in heaven, where there will be no more tears and no more pain. Everyone I have known who has sought this comfort has found it easier to deal with their loss, and although life will never be the same again, it is without the bitterness and anger that is often the residue of pain. And because of this comfort, they are able to comfort others. As Paul says, I paraphrase, "Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. He is the Father of compassion. He is the God of all comfort. He comforts us in all our troubles so that we in turn can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God." I've experienced a lot of wonderful things through my life, but I've also gone through a lot of pain, much of it a consequence of my own foolishness, some of it just because life is what it is. Although there have been lessons learned from joy, it is the lessons learned from pain that help people more. Had I not gone through these experiences, I wouldn't be in a position to help those struggling through so many things. And that makes the pain worthwhile. Well, mostly. God bless you.